You've been here all weekend, at the 1940s weekend. How have you been finding it?
It's been absolutely great. It's been really nice to live the 1940s and start the season off again.
So what is it then about the 1940s that you all find so appealing?
Keeping the memories of those who fought for us in World War II and who risked their lives for us and lost their lives for us, keeping their memories alive and being able to show people what they used to do and how life was for them.
The Red Feather Club was the former NCO's social club, the ground crew sergeants. The flight crews had their own clubs, the officers club and the aero club, but the ground crew sergeants didn't actually have their own club until March 1944, when the buildings we see behind me were actually the institute. It was a library, and they thought they would rather drink than read books. So the ground executive, Colonel Burt, sent them down to London to a bombed out hotel and brought fixtures and fittings home, and within a few weeks they'd got their own social club with its own bar and a kitchen in there. So this was there where they were time to relax and unwind after their day's work, or evening's work in those days, preparing the planes ready for a mission.
The Red Feather, obviously the club, the Red Feather Club, what it means is the Red Feather was a native Indian lucky charm symbol, and obviously it's on St Justin's Cross. So the 95th, obviously, lucky charm, Red Feather on St Justin's Cross, and that's how it was born.
And the
many years ago, probably aged 10ish, 12ish, something like that, to visit the farmer who used to own this site. At that time, all the tin was rotten. There was chickens and various stuff within the buildings. Everything was in a very poor condition. We walked in, saw the paintings that were actually in the building there. The tin above them was rotten, and the water was running down across the lovely horse there. There was like a little stream of water, and my mum really thought that was a great shame that was happening. So as a schoolboy we saw that, and we probably pestered a bit and said, can you do something about that, Mum, we like that. So she got together with a few of her other friends, David Johnson, Alan Johnson and Ruth and lots of other folk, and they started to raise money to actually purchase the site. And there was lots of little discos and things at Horham Community Centre. We had a vehicle and a tractor rally at Stradbroke we raised some money for, and so on and so forth. And in the end, there was enough to buy it and help restore it.
The 95th Bomb Group was part of the US Army Air Force of World War II. The group consists of 4 squadrons, the 334th, the 35th, 36th and the 412th, which made up the group of the 95th. The 95th then became part of the 13th Combat Wing, which was 3 other groups, the 95th, the 390th and the 100th, and that then in turn went on to form other combat wings, which eventually formed the 8th Air Force.
They were transferred from America when they were posted overseas to Alconbury. They flew a few missions from Alconbury from April until mid-May 1943. They had a 3-week posting at Framlingham, and Horham was not completely finished then, and they were transferred to Horham in the middle of June, just shortly after the Kiel mission, 43, and they remained here. The flight crews left in June 45, and the ground crews had finished basically clearing the base, and by August 45 had all returned back to the United States.
Well, they were issued with, the only group issued with 3 citations, and also recognised for doing the first daylight raid on Berlin, which had never been achieved before by any of the other groups prior to the 95th arrival. It is a museum and a living memory to the men of the 95th, and houses the bar as it was originally planned for, a dance hall and a museum, and the whole thing sort of comes together and produces quite a unique area for people to come and visit. We have a 700 scale replica of the airbase, which is quite large and unique in its own way. We have a museum which contains memorabilia, uniforms and various other artefacts from the 95th and from the local area, which have been donated or retrieved from various fields and woodland.
I used to live a long way away, but we moved up into Suffolk in 1990, and I did not know that there was an American air base on my doorstep. Yeah, and if I'd known, I would have been in from the start, literally. But so I've only been doing this now, volunteering up here for about the last 3 years. The job is unbelievable. You get so much satisfaction from doing it, meeting veterans, visitors, everything, and keeping the buildings going and everything. We all love it.
It's not just a museum, it's more of a living, a living museum, a set of buildings that can be used for lots of other things, like we had the dancing there last night, for example, so there's functions going on, school trips, visits, and I think by the support that's shown for all these events, people do enjoy coming here. It's a very laid-back place to come, friendly people, and very interesting. You've got a fantastic amount of exhibits in the museum. You've got the mirror room, which is obviously very unique. There's nothing else like that anywhere.
People can come to a 1940s event, a 1940s museum in basically buildings how they were during the war when the young airmen were here and the 95th Bomb Group were stationed here. So it is unique.
Personally, myself, it's certainly, I think it's probably one of the best, if probably the best 8th Air Force museum in the country. It's got no other place has got the facilities this has got, and the way it's been reconstructed to exactly as it was during the war. It gives you a little slice of being there in that time frame. Really, I think it's a great place to be.
There's something about it that just brings you back. It's got a heart.
So it's almost, you could say it's almost like a time machine in some ways, I think.
Yeah, and we love it.
Get on down and have a look.
Come along.
It's a great place, yeah, definitely. You certainly won't regret it. It's a great day out for the family, really.